Welcome back to another MMS sponsor interview for MMS 2018. Today we have joining us Derek Wazinski from Parallels. He's their Director of Sales for the Americas area. Welcome.
Thank you.
What can you tell us about your company?
Well, Parallels has been around quite a while. Those people that are used to utilizing a Mac or having a Mac and needing to run Windows know a lot about Parallels. We've been a global leader in cross-platform solutions for well over a decade. Primarily, what we try to do is we make it simple for our customers who are Mac users to be able to utilize their Macs and a whole cacophony of software, whether it be Windows-based software, Mac-based software, if they need to run Linux, if they need to run Raspberry Pi, number of different things. A lot of jobs out there are very software application specific, and the type of hardware they want to use is sometimes specific to that software. So we really wanted to go ahead, and the company was founded based on the fact that if you wanted to utilize Mac hardware, you should be able to utilize any type of software that you need in order to get your job done. So that's kind of what we've been doing for the last 12, 15 years, and that's kind of what we're known for. So if you type in Parallels for Mac in the Google engine, you'll see exactly what we're known for.
You guys have some other products as well. So you have the Mac Management for Configuration Manager, correct?
Yes, and that's definitely, coming on the heels of everyone utilizing Macs to run their Windows applications, comes the inherent problem of having to go ahead and manage those Macs. So a few years back, we developed Parallels Mac Management for SCCM, and it was designed specifically for the Windows administration for the Windows administration person in mind, where they could utilize SCCM and all of their knowledge and all of their experience and still manage their Macs as well. Then most recently, we've actually brought in another solution set, which is the Remote Access Server, Parallels Remote Access Server, and that's primarily, obviously, for virtual application desktop delivery over an entire network.
That's fascinating. So what's new with you guys over the past year? Have you had any exciting changes you want to share with us today?
Well, yeah. That's for us. We've been really over the past year, I'd say even longer than that, we're really focusing on mobility. I mean, we understand that the modern workforce has changed, and we're really trying to change with it. Now, we've always made it simple for our customers to access and use applications and files and everything else they need on the device of their choosing. So what we're continuing to do is to make it simpler and easier for people to work with programs and the hardware that they want. And that goes, and that's for the graphic designer, that's for the programmer, but that's also now for the Windows administrator and even the line of business end user. So we're no longer really concentrating in specialty as far as the ability for programmers and engineers and graphic designers to utilize hardware and software, but it really kind of delves right down to the regular everyday business user and their need to utilize whatever piece of hardware they want in order to access and provide and utilize the solution that they want to, the software solution they want to. So that's really where we're really focusing. And over the last couple months, we have a new version of Parallels Desktop for Business, and our latest version 7 of Parallels Mac Management that we're really excited that are going to be launched within the next couple of weeks.
Parallels is known for Macs, running Windows on Macs, but many Windows IT admins aren't always fans of Macs, as you know.
Right. That's saying it lightly, yeah.
It is. There's always a bit of a rivalry there between Mac and PC, between the companies themselves and the users as well. So you always like seeing these things show up on the networks because they're kind of hard to manage. So are you doing anything specific for like Windows admins?
Well, that's, and that kind of delves right into what we talked about with the Parallels Mac Management for SCCM. I mean, we understand natively a Windows administrator likes to manage PCs. They can manage PCs. They can push out images. They can do a lock of the machine. They can go ahead and do profile changes. They can wipe a machine if necessary. A multitude of different functions, all from the right-click functionality of SCCM, mind you. That's how they're utilizing and that's how they're running their Windows networks. The problem with Macs is that they're a problem. They're just out there, they're like loose cannons on the ship, right? And it's and the people love them. graphic designers, end users, people love Macs. They keep them for a long period of time. But Windows administrators, they have an issue with them because they're so hard to manage. So what Parallels Mac Management for SCCM does is it allows you the capability to manage a Mac in SCCM exactly as you would manage a PC. So if you love right-clicking on a device in order to do certain things in SCCM for a PC, that's the same functionality you have with Mac. If you want to bind Active Directory to a Mac, bing, you do it the same way as you would do it for a Windows device. So the functionality there for the admin is to allow them the capability to manage Macs easily, thereby giving their end users the freedom to either choose Mac or PC. Because that's the big thing, because the end user satisfaction is a metric that all Windows administrators, that all network administrators, all IT people are really focusing on now. It's all about end user experience and customer experience. And the thing that you work on every day the most is your laptop, is your PC, is your Mac. So if you can choose the hardware that you desire to do the job that you need to do, and it can be managed almost seamlessly by the Windows administrator without having to get a third-party program, without having to get a third-party certification to manage Macs in this console and Windows devices in this console. It allows you to do that all within the confines of SCCM, and it's been a growth product for us here at Parallels, and we're really excited about the new version because we've got some neat things to show Windows administrators.
That sounds fascinating. So I've heard about this Parallels Toolbox, and I think you briefly mentioned
Right.
it. Can you tell us any more about that?
Right. So what Parallels Toolbox is if you are a Parallels desk, our core product, the product that we're known for, which is Parallels Desktop. For our business clients, we have what's called the Toolbox, and Toolbox is part of the implementation. It's part of the download. It's part of the things that people can set up. There's a secondary setup process you can do once you download Parallels Desktop in order to run it. But what a lot of people don't know is it takes the place of a whole cacophony of different softwares that they're probably utilizing. Well, at last count, I've got the numbers right here. It's about $320 worth of annual subscription software that we're able to go ahead and encapsulate within Parallels Toolbox. Things like cleaning your drive, converting videos, downloading videos, freeing up memory, launching, making GIFs, those types of things. All those programs, all those things that you would normally download stuff and pay for these programs, we have a whole toolbox that's accessible to the end user in order to do that on their Mac desktop. And it's one of the things that we developed in-house that we went ahead and utilized ourselves, that we've pushed out to the clients, and we're going to be talking a little bit about it at MMS, but it really is a feature set for end users, specific for end users. That they really seem to like, because anything that can save you a couple $100 a year on your software subscriptions is money best spent elsewhere. So we're really excited about talking about that.
Sounds great. Really empowering the users to deal with a lot of these issues. I'm always in favor of that. So, how can your company overcome a lot of the challenges Windows admins have with managing Macs on your Windows network?
Right. Well, let's take for instance here. So for one of the things that we're really concerned about, and this newer version really addresses, are the security issues that are inherent with Macs now on Windows networks. Now, the majority of Windows administrators we talk to wouldn't think twice about locking down and securing every PC on their network with a profile, locking down devices, making sure that all of the Windows devices have the current patches and upgrades and those types of things. That's like second nature. It's like breathing to a Windows administrator. The issue is when the Mac is introduced to the network, a Windows administrator doesn't know what version is that a High Sierra OS or is it El Capitan? Is it the latest version, or is it a version prior that hasn't had the patch updated to protect it from things like Spectre, things that are designed not just for the software itself, but things that could exploit the actual Intel chipset, those types of things. I mean, Meltdown and Spectre have been in the news. Apple came out and said they released a patch in January or February Are there Windows administrators out there right now that cannot tell me whether or not, or cannot tell us, or tell their CIOs that all Macs are protected, that all Macs on their network have that patch updated? So what we're really concentrating on is the capability to provide Windows administrators a function set, an area that they can manage that Mac specifically like they can manage a PC. So with just a couple clicks, they can see not only all of the Macs that are on their network, but what version OS they have. And then once they determine that, oh, this version right here doesn't have the patch, I can push the patch out there. I can push I can do that all from my console. I don't have to go out into the field or out into the street, or goodness forbid, have the person bring the Mac into IT in order for me to work on, which everybody likes to do, right? They all like to bring their machine into IT in order to get it worked on. So the ability to go ahead and manage that remotely and manage that all from the central console is really a concentration. And again, it's focusing, it's keeping the focus within Windows, within SCCM where it should be, as opposed to going to a third party or an ancillary solution. And again, these are designed, this Parallels Mac Management is designed for the Windows administrator. I mean, there are products out there that you can get if you have 1,000 machines and 998 of them are Macs. There's other products to go ahead and manage that because you're a Mac house. But if you're a Windows house, if you're a PC house, but you've got 10, 15, 20, 30% Macs on your network, maybe it's your graphics department, maybe it's marketing, maybe it's architecture and design. You have engineers that are specifically working on that hardware platform. Well, now you have a way to go ahead and easily manage their devices in the environment that you're used to, without having to do a lot of ancillary purchases and ancillary training.
Wow, this is amazing. I've had the let's say pleasure of managing Macs before in one of my environments. It was a bit of a challenge, so that I kind of wish I would have had this now. It sounds like
Yeah,
it makes
it's
the job a lot easier.
well, yeah, I mean, exactly. It's like, you want to go ahead and do the best thing for your users. You want to provide them the best customer experience. But to use a sports metaphor, most IT administrators are giving, the Macs the old Heisman, right, in the networks. They're like, no, you can't buy a Mac. You can't bring your Mac on. You need to use this PC. And, that makes the end user very happy, being forced to use a hardware. So this is the best of both worlds. This allows the users to choose the hardware of their choosing. It's going to make that job easier, but it also allows the IT administrator to say, okay, I can manage this, we can handle it, and it can fall within my security and my compliance issues that I have.
Absolutely. So, what else can you tell us about your guys' plans for the conference? Do you guys have like a booth or an event or sponsor session, anything like that?
Oh yes, we've got a lot of stuff planned. First off, we're going to be at booth number 4, so come by and see Parallels. Just look for the red sign. That's Parallels Red. Also, our senior system engineer, the pre-sales engineer we have, Danny Knox, he's actually delivering a presentation. It's going to be on Tuesday, May 15th at 10 a.m., and it's called, big surprise, Why Can't Mac Management Be Like Windows Management? Or Maybe It Could. And what he really is going to talk about is kind of like the blocking and tackling, how you utilize Parallels Mac Management for SCCM to manage Macs on your Windows network, and how utilizing the functionality that we provide make it as easy to manage a Mac as it does to manage a Windows device. So we're really excited about that. Again, you can go to the MMS website and you can sign up for that event. And again, it's Tuesday, May 15th at 10 a.m. We're also having an after-hours event that we're hosting over at an area restaurant called Hell's Kitchen, which is specifically known far and wide, I guess, for Minnesotan fare and Minnesotan drinks and food. So we're going to be there. I'm really excited because I'm a big fan of walleye. I grew up in Michigan, and I don't have it a lot out here in the Pacific Northwest. We have a lot of salmon, not a lot of walleye. So I'm looking forward to coming back to my home region in order to get some of that fish. But we're going to have a special guest. One of our clients one of our largest clients is going to be there, and they're going to be talking about the thousands of licenses they have for PMM, what we call Parallels Mac Management, how they utilize it, why they utilize it, and they'll be there to answer any questions. So we've got great food at Hell's Kitchen. We've got a great customer to talk to people there, and if you stop by booth number 4, you can go ahead and find out when it is and get an invite, and we'd love to see you there.
Perfect. We look forward to having you guys out, and I especially look forward to trying to catch all these events and sessions. But we'll definitely see you out at the booth in a little over a week now. No, a little under a week
Absolutely.
now.
Absolutely. And if you come to the booth after Hell's Kitchen, I'll be the guy with tartar sauce on his beard. So I'll be eating the walleye over there.
Awesome. We will see you then. Have a good one.
Great. Thanks so much.